Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns and welcome to a premiere, actually. The first full game tournament of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Yeah, it's actually true. In 2022. But yeah, here we are, and it's gonna be even more hype than you could ever imagine. The any% no manual Super Swim tournament for The Wind Waker. We call it WaveCrash. And today we have the final seeding race to determine who's going to take which seed. With me are our two commentators, EJ and Mini. Without further ado, let's switch over to the layout and let's hand it off. It's all yours, take it away.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm EJ.
Hi, and I'm Mini. And this is WaveCrash. This is an any% no manual Super Swim tournament. And this is the final seeding race. We've had 6 seeding races, and this is the last one. The first one that's being restreamed, but yeah, hopefully we get a good race here. We've got quite a lot of people. And it should be starting pretty soon.
Yeah, so we have a lot of really good runners, and also the category itself has been pushed like really far just in the span of preparation for this tournament, which is pretty exciting because historically this category is not the most like optimized, but it's really pushed down in the past couple months.
Yeah. A lot of people are actively running right now in prep for the tournament, which is very cool to see. It's like the most active this game has ever been. Maybe not ever, but
yeah, I think you look back on like the old races and there's like 20 people, but
yeah,
this is pretty good.
For Wind Waker standards, there's a lot of people running right now and it's pretty hype. So really glad we could get this tournament going.
I'm going to force start someone force start the race anyways. Okay, well it's starting.
Oh nice.
I think Trez did.
Ah yes.
And unfortunately, intro skip is not allowed. Well, depending on how you see it, it could be either unfortunate or fortunate. But yeah. So we're going to be watching an intro for 5 minutes.
Very exciting.
The race is starting in 19 seconds. Wow. And I guess because we have intro, it's a good time to explain what differentiates no MSS from normal any%, probably.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I mean, the name itself applies one restriction, but there's a couple more restrictions because of, just for the sake of being a more beginner-friendly category, I guess.
Yeah, so if you know Wind Waker speedruns, you probably know MSS, or Manual Super Swim. It's the trick done at the very beginning where you pause for like 2 minutes straight and then swim all the way across the ocean. And it's really difficult. So we've got a category that bans it, which is any% no MSS. But yeah, we also ban a couple other things in this category, namely propaganda skip and actor unloading. So this is kind of meant to be like a beginner category, which is why it was such a good candidate for a tournament setting. Because, yeah, it means we can get the most people joining in on the tournament.
Yeah, it's not like, well, I guess MSS is a pretty bad, run killer if you mess it up. It's not to say there are not also run killers in this one. The game is still, unfortunately, pretty difficult, but
yeah,
I think the bar for entry is a lot easier because of the lack of MSS, for sure.
Yeah, it kind of sucks if you're doing a race and then you just fail MSS at the very beginning. And then, well, there's a bunch of time loss.
Yeah, I think currently I would argue that the hardest trick left in this route, if you opt to do it, is leaf hover. Just more so from a physical standpoint, because you have to be able to mash fast enough, but it's a pretty long hover in the context of other hovers you see usually in these categories.
Yeah. So we will still be seeing a lot of the main Wind Waker tricks, well, all of them really. So there's going to be storage, super swims, zombie hovers, everything. It's going to be very exciting. I guess in terms of the runners we have, so right now on screen we have J-Wist, Aloha Kirby, Gobbity, and PK Slam. In terms of their PBs, let's see, Gobbity has a 115 something, Aloha has 117, J-Wist has 118, and PK has 119, so all pretty good runners, all sub 120. Aloha Kirby has world record in any percent, so he has very good potential for this category too. Just hasn't been running it for very long.
Yeah, and both Gob and I think both their PBs were also previous world records, J-Wist and Gob.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact.
It is a fun fact. Yeah, J-Wist actually had record, well, both of them had record for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, like again, I'm pretty sure like before, because even more so recently, like we started doing community races in general, and before that, I'm pretty sure the world record was just like a 120 something, like a 119, and like no one ran it for the longest time. I think it was Gob's 119 if I remember correctly. And before that, it was just Iwabi's like 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah.
Iwabi being the previous like 80% world record holder, who's also insanely good at the game.
Yeah, Iwabi is crazy, but he could have got a crazy time in this category, but he literally just did like 2 runs, got a 124. And then I think Gob and then J-Wist got the 118. And it stood at that for quite a while. But now it's been pushed quite a bit more. Can still be improved though.
Yeah, I think arguably it could be like a 112, maybe 111 if like you had like a god run.
Yeah, 111 would be tough. If you went for the quiver clip, then maybe.
Yeah, because unfortunately, we'll see later, but there is technically RNG in this category.
Yes.
It really, I mean, it's really unfortunate, but other than MSS, a big thing that I feel like kind of makes this game a lot more difficult to run is the ending of a lot of categories optimally. Like, they're just so bad. Like, whether it's RNG or a really hard trick, and in this case, it's just RNG. So you could just play perfectly. Even in this setting, like, it's a seeding race. If they get unlucky, they just get a bad time, which is really unfortunate, but it's just part of the game.
Yeah. And in, like, recent times, we have started to implement tricks to sort of mitigate the RNG at least a little bit. So we'll go into this a lot more later, but basically at the very end of the run, there's a trick we have to do where we basically just retry something over and over until it works, until we get good RNG, and it loses like a minute each time. But we can do a semi-difficult trick to lose a maximum of 1 minute. So we can like kind of control the RNG at least a bit with that. And we'll see which runners go for it.
It's a guaranteed time loss, even if you go for like the guaranteed way.
Yeah. Anyway, we're almost at the end of intro.
Yeah, we're about to finally gain control at 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, so because this is a no MSS category, usually you MSS straight to the Wind Waker. And because we don't have Wind Waker, and because Unbuffered or any manual super spin of any kind is banned, we have to, unfortunately or fortunately, go through the entirety of the introduction of this game, that being like Outset and FF1, for the most part, casually. It pretty much just comes down to just really clean optimized movement. There's not really any like actual tricks or sequence breaks or anything. But yeah, it looks easy, but I feel like the hallmark of like a really good runner of this category is just having a really, really optimized outset. Like that's where the differences are, I feel like, and you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we should say the reason that other categories want to manual super swim to Dragon Roost straight away is to get the Wind Waker item, because that lets you get a glitch called Storage, which we'll talk a lot more about later, but it is kind of the most important glitch in the game, so it is beneficial to get the Wind Waker as soon as you can. And so even though we're not doing MSS in this run, the same still applies, where the run is basically just going to be play through the game until Wind Waker, and then once we get the Wind Waker, just break everything apart.
Yeah, and just for reference, usually in a normal any percent or any category that is MSS, you can get Wind Waker as early as like under 8 minutes. More realistically, like 10 minutes. And this category won't get it till like 32 minutes. So it's a pretty big difference. However, we do get some extra stuff out of the way, like FF1 earlier. It's just that overall, doing the game normally, fun fact, is slower than breaking the game.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not quite as much as it seems just from that, but it is definitely slow.
Yes, like the record in this category is 113 something.
Yeah.
and then any percent's a 52 something. No, 50. Yeah, 52, right? I think so.
Yeah. But then
So
that's
it's
with PG skip, so I guess
yeah, it's a whole
really,
other can of worms too.
really it should be 59, I guess. Demons is the best without PG skip. Yeah, anyway, just did some hops off the tower, swam to Grandma, got the telescope, did a little save warp there, because it's faster than walking back. Gonna be seeing a few save warps.
I guess the first thing that we'll see that's maybe not really obvious to a more casual viewer, but the first thing where we're gonna try to do non-casual things, I guess, is the Orca fight. We're gonna do specific combos to speed it up a little bit, or I guess a sequence of combo inputs, and also try to do a certain, I don't know if it's really a glitch, but a thing called quick parry. It might just be like an exploit of how it works, but
yeah.
There's basically Orca is gonna it's like the sword tutorial, so he teaches you how to fight and he makes you go through all the moves, and he also teaches you about the parry, which is when you're targeting an enemy and then you get a sort of signal to press the A button and you do a cool little counter. For some reason, there's like a 2-frame window where if you hit it in that frame window, you get a really quick second parry because you need to do 2 of every type set of attack for Orca for him to give you the pass on knowing how to use the sword.
Yeah, so during the first sets of attacks, he wants you to do 2 full combos, and so the runners, they're going to hold specific directions to get the fastest ones. See how they do. So it looks like J-Wist is in the lead by a little bit right now.
Yeah, we're going to see the quick parry attempt after the quick spins, so that's when that'll happen. And hopefully everyone gets it, but if someone doesn't get it, and someone does get it, it'd be nice to easily see how much time it actually saves, because it's kind of crazy how much time it actually saves.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to... Oh, J-Wist accidentally failed a quick spin.
Gob, not sure if he got it. He did get it, so that he got an immediate parry after the second parry after the text. And then if you look at Aloha, it was a lot slower and a lot delayed. So It looks very insignificant, but for something like the outset segment where you're pretty much just going through the game vanilla, being able to optimize every little thing adds up a lot to the point where you can have a 16-minute outset to something like a 15:42 at peak, I guess. And again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but in a category like this, it really does make a difference.
Yeah, so it looks like Gob was the only person who got it there. But yeah, when you really think about it, manual super swim, in the grand scheme of things, is a pretty new trick. People only started doing it in 2018. So for every single speedrun of this game ever before that point, people were doing outset, so they learned how to optimize it a lot.
Yeah, we'll see a couple more optimizations in Forest of Fairies. I'll highlight them as they come. One a little more minor, one is pretty important. But yeah, now we have to rescue Tetra, because that's part of the story to continue to the point where we can get to the pirate ship.
Yep. So in this forest, there's going to be a couple of bokoblins that we have to fight. And there is a very fast way to do it where you slash both of them at the same time and do a combo and you kill both of them. And you have to hold pretty specific stick directions and time your B inputs perfectly. So we'll see who gets it.
Yeah, it can get out of hand really quickly if they live. It can be a really slow fight.
Yeah, so let's see if Gob gets it.
I do not believe
not quite.
Alright, we can look at the others.
Aloha got it.
Yeah.
I think J-Wist.
And so you can see that all those attacks hit both of them.
Yeah.
Another small thing that maybe someone noticed is that after they got the rupee, which they got from the log by quick spinning, people side hopped into the bokoblin trigger. That's kind of important because when you do that, he'll walk towards you during the little cutscene of him noticing you. So that if you don't do that, he'll be next to the log and he'll be more likely to knock you off, which is really annoying and slow.
Yeah. Also, just I guess moving during the
Yeah,
trigger.
that too.
But
Yeah,
yeah, there is
now
a red rupee inside that log, and you can just get it with a quick spin.
it's very important for the rupee route because 20 rupees is a
Yes,
lot, and
actually.
it's so direct in the way that it's like it's just a no brainer to grab it. There's really
Yeah.
no other better option because we need just as a fast forward, we need 80 rupees to buy the sale later.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing we need to buy. But yeah, so people will be collecting rupees in FF1 and here, so that hopefully we have enough, and Windfall too before we buy the sale.
Yeah. And it's actually very important that we have enough rupees, like, on Windfall the first time we visit, without having to go into buildings or anything. Because,
Oh yeah,
like, there are some, like, we can, like, get basically infinite rupees if we just, like, reload Windfall over and over, but that will actually be very bad. And we'll
yeah,
see
that's
that.
something I forgot about. I mentioned there being run killers like I guess Leaf Hover, but there is something in this category that is kind of unforgiving. I guess we'll
Yeah.
talk about it more maybe during FF1 cutscene. That being Forsaken Fortress 1 cutscene when they beat it, because that's
Yeah.
more relevant there. But yeah, this part of the run is kind of a boring part, I guess, because it's just a bunch of text until they let you leave outset, because we've pretty much completed all our objectives. We need to go to the pirate ship to FF1 now, but we're just going to get a bunch of exposition right now. This is the bane of my existence right here. This specific
Yeah.
sequence of text. This lasts forever.
Yeah, like it is definitely interesting to see how like hyper optimized Outset has become over the years, but there is just a lot of text and cutscenes, and like there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, this is a reference. I joined the community after MSS, and I many joined before. So like I hate this stuff for the most part. Like I have no nostalgia for it. I'm like, well, I just want to go faster. But I've come to appreciate it more. But like, I hate text boxes, man.
Yeah, I
And there's
think
more here.
I think I joined like just after MSS, but I didn't do
Oh, I
MSS
see.
for a while myself.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't exactly widely adopted immediately either. I'd imagine.
No, I think Aloha was one of the first people to do MSS,
My hero.
and Gob actually. They were
Oh.
both pretty early.
Little small optimization here is a jump slash specifically to not land on top of the post and to go over
Okay.
it. You can see that J-Wist landed on top of the post while someone like Aloha went over it. It's not again, it's just a small optimization, but they all add up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to notice those things sometimes, but those things are pretty important when there's a bunch of them.
right. So we're nearing the end of Outset now. Just gotta get the shield, and then we can head off.
Yeah, usually runners try to aim for a sub 16 outset. That's like ideal. I mean, ideally you get like a really really good one, but things happen. Quick
Yeah.
parry is kind of hard. The Bokoblin combo is kind of precise, and those two are like easily the biggest optimizations that save the most time. So missing even one of those is kind of unfortunate. I guess we'll have a pretty good idea of who got what, kind of based on what times they get. But it looks like for the most part everyone's doing a pretty good job so far.
So in the lead is Gob, and then Aloha and J-Wist are pretty much tied, and then PK just behind.
So just a little more cutscene stuff before we get into it. And actually, before FF1, there's gonna be one more small detour of just doing one little fun game in the pirate ship.
And a fun fact about the pirate ship, I'm going to be doing a little rope game, and it has happened in the past where people have crashed on this rope game. So hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone during the whole tournament. But it's always in the back of my mind anytime anyone does this.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it for as long as I've been in the community. Like at least like I've seen a clip of it, but I've never seen it happen
same.
to someone.
No, me neither.
But yeah, because we're going into the game casually, we have to do this little game for the spoils bag. We don't actually need the spoils bag at all. It's just that we can't progress until we get it, so we have to play along with the story. And this little game here, at least the community calls it Ropes 1. Ropes 1 because there is a second one, because later on, if you're familiar with the game casually, or even somewhat speedruns or rando, you can get bombs here also, and the layout of the, I guess, little obstacle course is a little bit different, and I guess more difficult, so because there's 2 of them, and this is the first one casually, even though you don't see this one that often in MSS categories, this is Ropes 1.
Yeah, and we will be seeing Ropes 2 later, so...
And, you know, usually this is not very difficult and it's pretty easy, but when you're trying to go fast, it's very easy for someone to just accidentally flub and fall off. Not the end of the world, but it could be kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. We'll see how they do.
You can notice that Gub kind of took his time to make sure that on that third jump he was lined up properly. That's probably the hardest one to do fast, because just the way you're jumping from and the way your camera is, it can be kind of scary to just send it off of that.
Yeah, you might have noticed Aloha did a side hop at the very end onto the last platform. It's just a tiny optimization instead of turning and jumping. Yeah,
it's definitely faster, but if like your angle's bad and you fall, it's
very sad.
And Nico also makes fun of you. Nico being the pirates right here, so you don't want to get made fun of.
No, not by Nico.
So this is another save warp. Because, you know, we do guys have to go to the top of the ship, but it's actually faster to save warp to the top than actually walk all the way out. And this is where we're going into FF1, but the thing that's really important here is that you might not realize it, but time is of the essence here. So if you're familiar with Forsaken Fortress, especially in the first visit, it's kind of like an espionage mission, even casually, where you're just trying to not get caught. And part of not getting caught is avoiding the giant spotlights that you can probably see in the background. For example, on Aloha's screen right now. Those are moving right now, and that's real. Like that, those are moving. Like that's the cycle they're on, and that's going to continue throughout the entirety of this cutscene and when we land and start playing on Forsaken Fortress. And conveniently, well, kind of inconveniently and unconveniently, there are rupees. Very easy to grab, but they're in the way of the spotlight's paths. So ideally, we want to get there while they're not there, grab the rupees and get the hell out as fast as we can. But because the light cycle is just existing this entire time, we have to think about it the entire time. And there's a thing called early light cycle, where if you're extremely fast from here all the way to getting the rupees, you will be able to squeeze in and grab the rupees earlier than you usually can. And it saves a pretty decent chunk of time. But because the cycle exists this entire time, people are trying to mash this text as fast as they can, grab the ladder that climbed up here as fast as they can, and they're going to move to the rupees as fast as they can. And it's not impossible, but if you make any slight mistake, it can be very, very tight, and getting caught loses a lot of time.
Yeah, so even stuff that, like, doesn't seem like it would be difficult, like, just walking around that pole to climb the ladder, like, you just, like, miss the ladder by a little bit and have to, like, turn around and
yeah, even if you miss it for, like, half a second, like, I would be scared of going for early light cycle.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that we'll be doing. It's pretty much just grabbing those rupees and then just getting to the end of FF1 as fast as possible. There will be one kind of main exploit we use. It's not even, I guess it is kind of an exploit because it is intended, but we kind of abuse it really, really hard to get past some of these moblins later, and we'll kind of talk about that when it happens, but it'll be pretty soon though.
Yeah, so at the very start it's going to be just a few more text boxes, which you can actually skip these text boxes, but it's very important that we hit this trigger for later events.
Yeah, we can probably talk about that during this, or maybe at the end of the swim that happens.
Yeah,
I don't know, we'll figure it out.
So after these text boxes, they're going to try to run up the stairs, And then we'll see if Gob gets it. He's going to run around this light, try to grab these 2 rupees.
Ooh, missed the rupee.
Ooh.
So I think Aloha got early light cycle, but yeah, you can notice that he. Oh, I don't know if he could make. Jaywist got it for sure. So,
Yeah, Jaywist just got it.
So
now,
you see Aloha bonked. He's stuck in the corner. Gobbity missed the rupee. He couldn't even make the cycle. So like, Jaywist is clearly ahead right now. Also window jump.
Yeah.
Explain window jump.
And then you see Aloha. He's about to just jump into this window. So that is just to get to this little area faster. You can't just go through 2 doors to get here, but we can just jump into that window, and it's a little precise, but there's a really good setup for it.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're intended to go inside.
PK got caught apparently. I did not see that.
Oh no! So yeah, he's in the jail cell now. It's not the end of the world. He just has to. Basically, this is where you would go if you use the 2 doors.
Yeah.
The door that you would enter from is on the right, and the door he's going to lead through is on the left. So if you didn't do window jump, this is what you would do casually. Just go through these 2 doors. But as you can see, loading zones just take such a long time. But yeah, and also you just noticed Gob killed, and I guess the Jaywist already did too, and Aloha, they all killed that Bokoblin, and that'll be important for later. Very important. You want to make sure that guy dies.
A little random detour, but it is important that we kill that Bokoblin.
Might see Jaywist doing a little small optimization here, sidling to the door.
Ah, yes. You can barely hit that loading zone through the door if you sidle into it.
Saves like frames. Okay, now, Jaywist is just gonna do something crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Observe.
You'll put the barrel on and then take it off immediately, and suddenly the moblins are blind?
Yes. So basically, it's a casual thing, but like, oh, okay, you can see that Loa almost got caught, but because he hid behind the wall, he was safe. Couldn't find him anymore. But basically, the developers wanted to make it like not impossible, so what they did was that when you remove the barrel, you still, like, the moblins still have reduced visibility for a while. But they kind of overdid it, because you can see the Jay was just literally running past that moblin. So basically, they just super overdid it on, like, how easy they made it. And we can abuse that fact to literally just run past the moblins without any care, as long as we make sure to take on and off the barrel real quick. It's kind of a little more involved than that. You kind of want to make sure that the moblins aren't sniffing like that right there on PK's screen. Like, if you do that on the last moblin, he will notice you, but...
Yeah, if you watch PK do this second one, you'll see that he waits until the moblin stops sniffing the ground before taking the barrel off. That is important.
Yeah, usually you're supposed to, like, move when they don't see you, and then they notice you stop moving, and then you just slowly move the barrel, but this is, like, so much faster. Another small thing is people are sidling right now. There's a thing called quick sidling, where if you just tap the direction a bunch of times, it'll go actually a little bit faster.
Yeah.
It's kind of significant, you wouldn't think, but it makes a pretty big difference, I feel like. See that PK is, like, nudging back and forth.
Yeah, just getting their sword back, killing this guy with a quick combo, and then we're done with FF1.
Yeah, just a fun fact also, we'll talk about it again in a little bit. Minnie mentioned a trigger that we didn't want to skip. There's also another trigger there that is what spawns the sword up here, but that's, I think at the point where we land on that land, it's already hit. I don't think we can skip it in this category, but you do have to do something for the sword to be here. But casually, you'll just end up down there anyway, so it's usually always here.
Yeah, PK is unfortunately quite a bit behind because he got caught, but that isn't nothing he can't make up.
I think checking in with the other runners, seems like everyone's doing pretty good. Zor is finished with FF1, and Envad is finishing up moblins. The moblin, like, running past them, not getting caught. Zelkis is dealing with the spotlights. Oh, we forgot to mention, the reason why we killed that Bokoblin that kind of seemed like a detour is because in one of the sidling sections there's usually a spotlight that'll catch you. And this is like, you have to do this, it's a casual thing too. Like, if you don't kill that Bokoblin that's manning the spotlight, you'll get caught because there'll be a spotlight there.
Yeah, like the idea behind FF casually is you get rid of all the spotlights, but really just that one is important because it's on the sidle and we can't do anything to avoid it, at least not in this category. Well, you technically could, but it would be very slow.
Yeah, now we're going to Windfall. Some people are already there, some people aren't. They're catching up. I guess now is a good time to talk about why it's really important to make sure you get all the rupees in one go.
Yeah.
Like, at least, definitely from this point onwards. So, basically, we're going to go get the Wind Waker, and we're going to go to the pirate ship to get bombs. But the thing about the pirate ship is right now it's at outset. And it's not really supposed to be there. It kind of just is. But it's because that when you beat FF1 in this game, for some reason, the game puts you on a special layer of the overworld. And in this special layer, the pirate ship is there. But if we reload the ocean at all, like the overworld, whether it be drowning, opening a door, coming back out, even just like save warping, like saving and quitting and then reloading the save, it'll take you off that layer, and the ship will not be there anymore, and you're kind of screwed. There is a backup. Hopefully no one has to do it, but yeah, that is very important to make sure that you do everything without, not necessarily failing, but like you really don't have much, like you have to do this part of the run properly to not have a major detour.
Yeah. Yeah, we're almost coming up on getting the Wind Waker, which, as mentioned before, is kind of our goal right now. Just have to buy the sail, do a little bit of sailing, and then once we get the Wind Waker, the game is busted wide open. Yeah,
you're quickly gonna see no more. Well, like we'll still move around normally sometimes, but our main movement's gonna drastically change. And I guess flash warning, or like bright lights warning if people are not comfortable with those, because for the rest of the run there's gonna be a lot of flickering and like fast alterations of like lights and like the screen camera. So yeah, this is your warning. It'll happen in about like 4 minutes.
Got quite a few rupees from the grass there, or the flowers.
Yeah, it's an RNG drop. How many you get can really make or break you depending on how much rupees you have, because you need 80 for the sale.
Yeah.
And I guess real quick, you might be wondering why we're going back to the pirate ship, because, I mean, casually, the second rope game is there, and that's where you get bombs. But you might be thinking we're not in that point of the game where we're supposed to be able to get bombs, but the reason is because the moment that you hit that trigger, the Gossip Stone trigger, at the beginning of FF1 that Minnie was talking about that we don't want to skip, the pirate ship is immediately set to that second state.
Yeah.
PK got no flower rupees, yeah, so that's just...
Oh, dang. Still has enough.
Luck of the draw. But yeah, so... because we got that trigger...
you can go into the RNG part.
We get bombs. Nice, you got a 5.
Nice.
And this will be the only sailing we'll see in this route, at least. Some of the other runners might be doing the beginner route, so there's kind of two main routes that people usually do. There's a beginner route, and then I guess the optimal route. The beginner route kind of opts to take some slight detours to make it easier. It's not a major time loss. Well, I think it kind of is, actually, but it's just a lot easier on certain tricks. It might be more difficult for newer runners.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone's doing the beginner route. I think Zelki's might be.
Maybe. They would have bought the bait bag on outside, I think.
They might have.
Because you can't buy it now, because that would be reloaded.
Yeah, that would be bad. I will watch both Zelki's and Envad for a bit, and I'll see if any... I don't think Envad does the beginner route for sure. I'm pretty sure he does.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
I'll check Zelki's and I'll report back.
We are at outset. I mean, no, we're not. We're at Dragon Roost. About to get the Wind Waker. And quite a lot is about to happen, so I guess we'll start explaining now. So, I mentioned this before, but we're going to use the Wind Waker to get a glitch called Storage, which is like the most powerful glitch in the whole game. Basically, Storage, what it does is the next time the game tries to do something that tries to take control of your camera, it will cancel that event. So, like, if you try to talk to an NPC, or you try to pull out the Wind Waker, or or like the sail or something, or open a chest, or open a door, that event will be cancelled, and we'll see a lot of different uses of this. Most importantly is if you try to pull out the Wind Waker, you get what we call camera lock, and that is going to allow us to super swim. We'll see that in a second.
Yeah, right off the bat, there's going to be a pretty complicated application of storage, actually. It's not going to be a normal storage, camera lock, super swim. It's going to be a little more involved.
Yeah, so let's watch J-Wist. So he's getting the Wind Waker. He's going to do what's called a Wind Waker dive. There you go, and then he cancelled it exactly 3 frames before he hit the ground. So he just got storage and he just stored King of Red Lion's text blocks. And now he's going to try to get storage again. He got it. So now the text is on screen. And now he's in camera lock and he also has storage again. So this is what we call double storage. So he's now super swimming with storage, so he can go store something else now. And the goal right now is to go and store a chest on Crescent Moon Island. So you see, he just built up a bunch of speed. Now he's going to the Crescent Moon Island. So he's going to try to store this chest. And unfortunately, there are 2 blue chews here, which are very annoying. And if you hit them, you'll lose your storage. There you go, he got it, and the world is very dark. We'll explain that in a second. But he's going to swim away from this island again. And now we have chest storage, and our goal is to swim to Outsex. That is where the pirate ship is.
Yeah, chest storage alters our collision pretty drastically, because usually when you open a chest and you see a little cutscene, the game alters Link's collision so that you can climb into it and like show him grabbing the item. By storing it, we kind of get that, I guess, hitbox change or like collision change, but we cancel the rest of it, so we keep it. It never gets undone. So we're allowed to do some pretty cool stuff with it. Like we can just walk up walls or clip through collision, and that's pretty much what we're going to do. You'll see at the pirate ship when someone gets there.
Yeah, so now if we look at J-Wist again, he is charging a swim against this like platform pole, just because hitting that with chest storage gives you an air refill, which is very handy for this swim, because this is a very long swim. Typically we can only swim like 2 or 3 quadrants away with like 1 full air meter, so we definitely need an air refill for this swim.
Okay, so now J-Wist is coming up on the ship. So the ship is here because of that special layer. He never voided out or reloaded the area. And because he has chest storage, 1, he also has a refill off of this, and 2, we'll see in a second, he will just pop up and start walking on the wall of the ship, which is not normal. You could not do this normally with normal collision. Having a little bit of trouble because it kind of is weird with the angle you have to climb up on.
There you go.
He's up and he's just walking.
Yeah, and he just pulled Wind Waker to cancel the camera lock, because the controls when you're in camera lock are very strange, so we tend to just cancel it when we can. But yeah, now he's in the pirate ship, and we'll see how the other runners do on this swim.
This is ropes too.
Yes. Right, so Gob has made it to the ship. Very nice. Aloha is about to.
Oh no! I think Aloha drowned.
Oh no. Okay.
So I guess we'll see. Unfortunately, we will see the backup. It'll be
Yeah.
cool to see, but ideally we didn't want to see this. So now that he voided, the ship is no longer there. However, we can bring the ship back to life. It's just really slow. It's actually the way that we do it in any percent or any MSS category. He's gonna do a trick called Great Fish Cutscene Skip. Because casually, when you do Great Fish, you like after that you go to Windfall to get the bombs, or like to start the sequence to get the bombs from the pirates. So we're gonna kind of force that state on Windfall with this trick, and I guess it'll kind of explain the application of storage. I'll be a little more complicated that we're gonna explain later also with Forest Haven. So I guess we're gonna explain a little bit sooner. Actually, J-Wist might get to that point before Aloha attempts Great Fish Cutscene Skip, but we'll see.
We'll see. Also, just quickly, someone asked in chat, is jumping with the boat faster than spamming sail? I don't think jumping affects it, but yeah, we do what's called sail pumping, where we put away the sail and then pull it out again to go a little bit faster.
I think that jumping is faster than pumping, at least when you mix it in, because when you sail pump, like when you initially pull the sail out, you get an initial boost, it quickly decays and you have normal speed. I'm pretty sure like when you pump, it decays really fast. And when you jump, it still decays, but when you're in the air, it stays at that increased, whatever when you jumped, it stays at that increased speed until you land, and then it starts decaying.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty sure. Could be wrong though.
Okay, so yeah, Aloha is trying to get double storage again, so he's trying to activate camera lock and then give himself storage again, which is what storing the text box does.
So I would highlight both J-Wist and Aloha right now. We'll see the same application from both of them, but Aloha's is a little more involved.
Yeah, so
But
what
it's the same
Aloha's
concept.
about to do is he's going to swim to Great Fish Island, and then he's going to going to drown and then super swim into the cutscene trigger. And so that's going to... Well, there are actually 2 cutscenes there. So because he has storage, one of the cutscenes is going to get stored, and then because he drowned, the other one's going to be cancelled.
It's very important to store the first one, and also just not get got by the second one.
Yeah, so we just watch it lower. It should hopefully.
So yeah, he got it
drowned.
I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
It should be Endless Night now. So usually when you're at this point in the game, when this happens, you're supposed to get Nehru's Pearl, and Ganondorf puts a curse on the world until you do that, where it's just raining endlessly. Call it Endless Night. So because we did this trick, Aloha is going to have Endless Night for this room, which is pretty cool visually.
Yeah.
So yeah, and J-West is about to do a similar thing where he's going to store a cutscene from an island, but the difference with this is that it's only one, so he doesn't have to drown into it, he just has to eat the trigger. And the reason why we have to do that is because usually when you go to like the main islands of the game, they like to show you a nice giant panning camera shot of the island to like show it off and like put its name on the screen. And that's cool. However, if we super swim into that with camera lock kind of takes the camera hostage and doesn't let the camera ever pan. And that cutscene doesn't end until the camera pan finishes, so you just be soft locked indefinitely. So we need to store this cutscene if we wanted to swim here. So you'll see that he'll like blip into a random spot. That was him storing the cutscene.
Yeah. So the cutscene basically just like played for 1 frame and then got cancelled.
And like theoretically, if you were to do that same exact thing at Great Fish, you would eat the first cutscene and blip, but then the second cutscene would immediately like take you hostage and soft lock you.
Yeah. Then J-Wiz just did a Wind Waker dive underwater, so he's now swimming out of bounds. Just a lot easier
also,
than...
Aloha just did password skip. Because
Oh, yes.
yeah. So because the door usually you have to give them a password, it's slow to get it. So you can just do a thing called a roll clip, where you can grab a ledge at a specific spot in a corner and then roll at a specific frame, and then you'll just like clip into collision. It's kind of cool.
I guess we'll be seeing a couple more roll clips, or like maybe just 1 more. Maybe 2, depends what stress they do. But yeah, basically if you climb a ledge, so you're like kind of partially inside the wall, and you do a frame perfect roll, then you can get yourself out of bounds. Okay, so now we're at Forest Haven. You might have seen J-Wiz was just damaging down using that Octorok. That is going to be important for a trick after this trick, but our goal right now at Forest Haven is to get the Deku Leaf. And to get the Deku Leaf, first you have to kill all of these chews on the Great Deku Tree, and then a cutscene plays, a pretty long cutscene, but we can skip it. So what J-Wiz is going to do, what they're all going to attempt, they're going to get storage and then bonk into the tree to send the chews flying, and because you had storage, the chews are kind of like stuck in their original animation, so they're going to just keep sliding towards the walls. There you go, and then you just got storage again. So you'll see the chews are in this really weird state where they're just sliding. And you can't actually kill them normally, but you can push them out of bounds, and then once they hit the void, they will die. So we're going to try to just push all these guys out of bounds, and the goal is to just leave 1 guy left, and then we're going to push that guy out of bounds at a specific timing, and then go and get crushed by the Deku Tree's chin, which sounds very weird. But it's going to be basically the same idea as the Greyfish cutscene skip we saw Aloha do, except instead of drowning, it's going to be voiding out using the chin. So basically he's going to do this at a specific timing, he's going to look at the chin for his timing, and then try to get crushed by the chin at the same time as that last chew hits the void, and that should skip the cutscene.
Yeah, what kind of makes this work is he has storage again. So he used storage to bonk the tree and get the chews in weird state, but he got storage again so that when he gets crushed, or when the cutscene starts, the environment still moves, so that he's allowed to get crushed into the cutscene starting. And you can see that J-Wiz got it. He was standing up in the water. That's visually how you tell. You can also hear the Koroks if you have audio of like when you're playing the game. And now he's going to hover to get to the lead, because we can't get up there because we don't have grapple hook. Oh, he bailed. I guess the angle looked wrong to him.
Yeah, so he's about to do another trick called a zombie hover, which is kind of like one of Wind Waker's most famous glitches. So you'll see, he is now ascending into the sky. So he just killed himself with a bomb, and when you do that, there's like a small window where you can still input something, and in particular, if you input a jump attack, then the game will cancel it after 1 frame, but you'll still be in the air for a little bit, and then while you're in the air, you can input another jump attack, and then another, and just keep chaining these jump attacks, and you can just fly, basically.
Yeah, even though it does cancel it immediately, you gain enough height that you can just chain it and never hit the ground.
Yeah,
So I think PK and Gobbity just got you guys escape also. Nice.
yeah, so the reason we're doing this hover, normally you would just climb up these bolts to get the deck leaf, but we don't have the grappling hook, and there is one platform where you need the grappling hook to get past. So we're doing this to grab the leaf, and the thing with zombie hovers is that, like, as soon as you touch the ground, you just die immediately. But the thing is, because we just want the deck leaf, it doesn't actually matter if we die. Like, we're just gonna get this, and then either die or save warp.
There are situations where we do want to live out of the zombie hover. We'll actually see one at the very end, but in this case,
Yeah.
we don't care. We're just gonna die. It's fast to just save warp or death warp out in this case.
Yeah. So we just grab the leaf and then we're out. So yeah, we see PK and Gob both doing their hover right now. And this hover is actually quite difficult. You have to mash pretty fast for it. So it's not uncommon for people to fail this.
Yeah, and it's also not just a brain dead mash. You have to also notice how the tree is pushing you, because you have to kind of ride along the tree until you get high enough. So it's a little more involved.
Yeah. So now J-Wist is going for another double storage super swim. So many double storages in this run. I think there's only one super swim that isn't double storage.
And it's technically just getting to a place where you're gonna do double storage anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, you might have noticed that ever since getting the Wind Waker, this run is basically just like on a spree of getting all the items we need, and then we're going to be heading to Hyrule after. And J-Wist is on his way to get the final item we need, which is a quiver.
Just a quiver, no bow. Very important.
Yeah, looks like he's a bit lost right now. He might drown. Oh my god, that was so close. So yeah, he's gonna get chest storage again, which, as mentioned before, is gonna change his hitbox. And that is going to let him clip into a fairy fountain to get the quiver.
Seems that Zord opted to reload the area. Let's see what happened. Oh, snap. So we didn't have Zor on screen, but what happened to him was that when you bump those chews, they kind of... It's not random, but they go like a kind of uncontrollable direction. And you want one chew to be on the right, if you notice when they do the cutscene skip. Zor did not get on the right, so he opted to reload the area, which is pretty smart, but unfortunate. Well, you can still get it without it, but it's... eh.
Yeah. Right, J-Wist having a bit of trouble with this swim, it seems. But there you go, got it. Got an airy full on those rocks. But I think Gob could catch up quite a lot right now if he gets this swim. So Gob is going for the swim in just one go. J-Wist went for some air refills. The swim is pretty tight, but Gob just got it. You see his air meter almost ran out. And you see with chest storage they can just walk through the wall.
Does PK have chest storage already? I wasn't paying attention to his
He
name.
looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, so
He's getting the platform
he must have had some issue, but because he has chest storage, he just stopped here real quick and he's good. Wizard just fired at him.
Oh man.
Again? Oh my god. So yeah, we got a quiver now. We need this for later. Very important. We cannot actually use the bow right now. We do not have a bow.
Yes,
and because we have test storage, we can just clip through the fairy island, by the way.
Yeah, so it seems a bit weird just getting a quiver on its own without a bow, but we'll see why that's useful later. But now we have all the items we need. We have completed our shopping list, and we just want to get to the end of the game now. So J-Wist is going for what's called peg storage, which is one of the more awkward storage spots in the game, but he just got it. So he rolled onto that peg, and then pulled out Wind Waker in like a 1 or 2 frame window. I don't know what it is, but it's very precise. And then frame perfect cancel as well. So he had storage, and now we're super swimming to Private Oasis, which seems like a pretty random island to go to. It's a like very late game island to go to usually. But we just want to be able to store another chest, and this one is pretty convenient.
So he's just gonna get storage again. He's gonna get double storage off an NPC's text, and then there's conveniently a chest just at the top of the island that we will use to get chest storage again, and you're just gonna beeline to FF2, Forsaken Fortress 2. Because we beat FF1, Forsaken Fortress is now in a state where it's called FF2, and it's where you can fight Helmrock. And if you beat that dungeon, I guess if you want to call it, it sends you straight to Hyrule, which is good because we have everything we need to beat the game. Well, everything that we need not in Hyrule to beat the game.
Yeah, so Jawas just got chest storage again, and the world is dark again, which I guess we never mentioned, but on some chests, when you open them, the game does like this kind of like cinematic shot of Link leaning in and grabbing the item from the chest, and like everything around him goes dark. And if you store those chests, then it kind of just applies that darkness effect on like fully and never unsets it. So it's just completely dark until you leave the quadrant at least. Alright, so J-Wist trying to get an air refill on this reef. He's in the reef? No, he's not. I thought he was. You can clip inside these reefs, and it's very sad, because when you have chest storage, like when you swim against a wall, you kind of get stuck on it. So if you get inside those reefs, it's extremely awkward to then escape them.
Yeah,
because like anywhere
so
you go, you
dumb.
just get stuck. So yeah, CJ was now, he's like kind of stuck on this wall.
Yeah, he's at FF at least, and we're gonna see a good example of the power of chest storage.
Yeah.
Just completely breaking collision. Seems like this rock. Also, annoyingly, there's just a random rock placed there that's like super annoying. It might be the bane of J-Wist. Oh, he made it barely.
Right, and Gob and J-Wist are like basically tied right now. It's kind of crazy.
We're about to see. So they clipped in with chest storage, and they're about to pretty much just completely skip everything.
Yeah, so you see, let's look at J-Wist. He clips up here, walks up this wall, and walks up this wall. Just does some more rolling. Walks up this wall. Jumps through this wall. And there you go. FF2 is complete. Or at least we've got into the loading zone at the end.
And now we have to fight the bird. Kinda.
Yeah. Yeah, PK is actually not far behind at all.
And just checking in, Envad and Zor are getting the leaf. I think Envad just got the leaf. Zelkis is doing great fish cutscene skip, so I guess he had a similar issue that Aloha had at some point.
Yeah, so normally, Forsaken Fortress 2, you do this, like this would be the 4th dungeon in the game. And we haven't beaten any dungeons yet, we haven't even entered any dungeons. But the thing is that this area just exists on the overworld the entire game, like even before you do Outset, you can just come to FF2. And when you beat FF2, it takes you to Hyrule, which is exactly where we want to go. So this just happens to be the best way to get there.
Yeah, that reminds me, I misspoke earlier. Beating FF1 does not turn FF into FF2. It's always FF2. Here's the thing that's weird is FF1 is on its own. Like Minnie said, the FF2 is in the overworld. FF1 is in its own map. It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
That's just the clarification, because I misspoke earlier.
Yeah. Also, Aloha having a little bit of trouble at this reef, I think. He got the, like, swimming up walls thing. Held all his speed. Yeah,
it's
when
not
you...
far behind for having to
really not.
to do Great Fish cutscene skip. Yeah, he has rain because it'll be like this for the rest of the game, as I mentioned. Be pretty cool in the final boss.
Yeah.
Aloha's at the pit stop at this reef. I forget how many eyes this reef is. I think he went inside.
He's inside.
This is just so stupid.
Yep,
like,
so you can see what I mean when getting inside these reefs. Not great. Not a great situation to be in.
Yeah, when you have chest storage, you can both clip into and climb over. Just what seems like random. It's not random really, but like realistically, it's not going to happen on purpose. It's only going to happen on accident.
Yeah, like sometimes you just like hit the reef, get an airy fall, and you can just leave immediately, which is exactly what you want. Sometimes you hit the wall and Link just like ascends and then falls back down, and you just it's so dumb sometimes. But yeah, these runners going into Helm Rock, and you probably noticed we never got the Skull Hammer, which is what you killed this boss with. So we're not actually going to be killing the boss. Spoiler alert. Going to be doing Helm Rock Skip. So we're going to clip out of bounds. There are a couple different ways to clip out of bounds. We'll see if they do different strats here. But basically they're going to clip out of bounds by climbing a ledge. And then you can just go underneath the spikes at the end and just completely skip the fight with not too much hassle. Because the loading zone at the end is just always there, so if you can get past the spikes, then you can just skip the fight completely.
We're probably going to see a bunch of different ways how people are going to skip this cutscene, which will be interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so Jay was taking damage on these spikes. Because once you reach 1.5 hearts or less, then you're at critical health and it slightly changes your hitbox and makes this clip easier.
Yeah, Jairus is opting for the leaf method. So he's just leafing to try to grab the ledge at a specific part so that he'll clip into the gray part of the thing. Which is interesting because he usually does the roll method, I thought. So I guess... Oh, he's going for it. Okay, so he's switching it up. It's the roll method. So this is one method. There's, I guess, the main ones. There's like the leaf method, the roll method, and then there's the SVA setup. I don't know if anyone's going to do the SVA setup here. I do not think so. I'm not sure.
Jay Wist doing a great demonstration of why this setup is bad.
No biases. Yeah, the problem with this, it's not bad per se, it's just that it requires you to target Helmrock, and one really stupid thing in this room... Oh no, God failed, failed the leaf around, so you have to reload the area. But one dumb thing about this is when you target Helmrock, pretty much if you target anywhere in this area, you're going to target Helmrock, barring very specific situations where you purposely do things. Helmrock's head bobs up and down, so your angle's just constantly changing, so when you do that setup, it's never going to be exactly the same. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's pretty valid still. It doesn't make the trick impossible. It's just that you might have an angle on an edge case that might not work because of it.
Yeah, and then as we saw, Gob unfortunately failed leafing around Helmrock. And normally, like you see, Helmrock is kind of breaking all these platforms. So if you fall down, you can't just run back up. And normally you would use the grappling hook to like swing back. But we never got the grappling hook, so if you fall down, you're just screwed. You have to just save warp. So very unfortunate, but doesn't lose too much time, like a minute. See Gob going for the roll clip?
He's a madman. So yeah, I think Minnie mentioned, but when you have critical health, your collision is slightly different, so that you can just climb up the ledge, and then bam, you clip in. When you don't have that, even if you grab at the right spot, you won't clip in. You have to do a roll clip, which is what Aloha did for password skip, to like just get inside there. So he's going for the roll clip.
Yeah, wow.
Fortunately didn't get it, because it is frame perfect.
Yeah, so this is like the same trick that Aloha did to skip the password on the pirate ship. So he's going to climb this ledge and then try to roll frame perfectly into the wall. See,
I hope that Gob saved. Well, he had to have saved, right? Because he reloaded. Yeah. But his magic looking kind of low.
Ooh, he got it.
He's going to have to grab, or I said have twice. He needs to grab magic in Courtyard in Hyrule. Well, he doesn't have to, but it would be highly advised because RNG is not cool.
Yeah,
we'll
especially
explain that later.
If he wants to do a barrier skip setup that uses leaf.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. You can't even blow the leaf.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I've had that before. I've gone into barrier skip, gone like halfway through the setup, and then I can't do the setup.
So Aloha's doing what Gob did, but doesn't have to roll clip because he has critical health.
Saw a variety of different methods there. There's like a bunch of different setups to get the clip, and then, well, not to like grab the ledge in the specific position, and then also you have the choice of critical health or not if you want to go for the roll clip. And then there are also some other methods of skipping it, but in this category, at least, that's the only one we'll be seeing, that clip right there. Yeah, as you can see, we are being taken to Hyrule 2 now. Well, we call it Hyrule 2 because it's the second one, but obviously, in the context of this run, it's the only time we're going to Hyrule.
And the dragon's just sitting on nothing, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like there's supposed to be something there, but there isn't. Yeah, for those who are not aware, this cutscene where the Coral is talking to the dragon and stuff is supposed to happen at Tower of the Gods. But we never raised Tower of the Gods. So the dragon is standing on the Tower of the Gods structure, but it's not there. So he'll just fly away.
Yeah, he got tired of having nothing to sit on. Right, so we're going to Hyrule, and you may think, but why are we going to Hyrule? We haven't gotten the Triforce yet, or the fully powered Master Sword. Well, it turns out we have a trait called Barrier Skip, and it's going to let us get to Ganon's Tower super early.
We'll also probably see a bunch of different methods of barrier skip.
Yes.
Which will be nice. I don't think we'll actually see... So we'll see 2 of the 3 setups, I think, at least from these 4 runners.
Yeah. I think Alola does 9 side hop.
Oh, I guess that's technically 4.
So,
yeah, I was thinking of...
yeah.
I was like combining the 2 side hops in my head.
Yeah, so basically we're going to do what's called a bomb push clip. So when you hold a bomb over your head, you can press B to drop the bomb. And when you drop the bomb, like Link just kind of lets go of it and it like falls onto your head. And depending on like how you drop it, it can push Link forwards. And it just happens that it can push you forwards with enough speed to clip you through certain walls, and the barrier is one of those walls. So the runners, they're going to do a very precise setup to getting to a very specific position with a very specific angle, and then frame perfectly drop the bomb. And if all 3 of those things are perfect, then you can skip the barrier, because there is a tiny crack that you can slip through. Alright, so again, J-Wist is his first one there. But first we have to get past this knockback part of the barrier by pulling Wind Waker frame perfectly. And he accidentally walked back out, whoops. He's talking to Tetra. Okay, which one's he gonna do? Ah, yes. Wait. What setup is this? I do not know what setup J-Wist is doing.
This is Trog setup.
I see. Also, PK is here already. I didn't notice that. I think PK does 2 side hop, so... There we go. PK is in the lead.
Oh, PK is in the lead, I see.
Right, Gob just trying to grab some magic. So yeah, as you saw, PK, he got into a very specific position, angle, and then dropped the bomb very perfectly. You see he was like spinning the camera around. That was just to give a good visual cue on which frame to drop the bomb on. And so when he got the right frame, just pause buffered the drop and clipped through. And then you see J-Wist just did it with a completely different setup. But there you go, we have a couple different setups. Alright, so now we are just entering Ganon's Tower, the end of the game. Alright, so first up is a trait called Trials Skip. So you see there are these 4 bridges that go to 4 areas. You're meant to refight all the bosses, but first of all, we don't have all the items to do that, and it's really slow, so we're gonna skip it. And I think PK's doing the roll clip method. So it's gonna grab this wall, I was doing bomb roll clip, I see. There you go. So
real quick, we're gonna check in on the other 3 runners real quick. We left PK because he is
nice.
currently in the lead. Well, I guess he just failed trial skip, but somewhat in the lead. Let's just do a
Yeah.
quick check-in on the other folks. We'll probably check back on the main 4 in the lead once they get to the kind of pivotal RNG point of the category, because that's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
So just a quick check. It seems that Envad is doing Helmrock skip, or about to. Zelkis is on his way to get the leaf, and Zora, I need to refresh him because it's not working.
Yeah, Zora isn't working for me either.
I think I have a stream open though. Oh, he's offline. Oh. Okay. Well, I think we can. Yeah, I think that might have been what happened. So we can.
Yeah, he did.
Bring back probably J-Wist, I assume. Is
Yeah, I think J-Wist. Yeah, J-Wist is in the lead now. PK is having a bit of trouble with trial skip. Just trying to get the frame perfect roll clip. Having a bit of issue. There you go. You got the clip. Now we have to do some leaf pumps. Leaf pumping is you press A to put away the leaf and then press the leaf button. So you basically put away and then quickly pull out the leaf again, and you can maintain your height much more efficiently. So if we look at J-Wist, he's in the Phantom Cannon maze. So right now we're going to get the light arrows, which is what's at the end of this maze, and this is the reason we got the quiver earlier, because you can get the light arrows, but the game won't actually let you use them unless you have a quiver, and when you get the bow from Tower of the Gods, that kind of gives you a quiver at the same time. But because we never got that, the game doesn't know that we have that, well, because we don't, so we have to get an actual quiver to be able to just use the arrows.
Also, someone was asked, I forgot if you mentioned it, but yeah, the leaf pumping, your head barely touches the loading zone, but that the game snaps you up because of that, so it's kind of convenient.
Yeah, the game likes to do that. It's like, even if you're like barely below the ground, it will just clip you up.
Yeah, just like, oh, he's in there. It snaps
Yeah,
like up.
He's close enough.
Didn't pay attention to what version of Helmrock skip that Envad did. I think it was just the leaf one, because I think I saw him setting up his camera. Pretty sure. Just checking in the other runners, not shown right now. Gob is doing trial skip. And Aloha is about to enter the maze. Just the update on those two.
Is Envad done Helmrock for you? He only just did Helmrock skip on my screen.
I have his stream up.
Okay, yeah.
Like individually, also, he is in the cutscene.
Alright, so J-Wist and PK in a second, just heading up to Puppet Ganon, which is the boss before the final boss, which is why we need the light arrows. So, yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of like sniping in this boss because you use the light arrows to hit him. So quite a lot of cool strats coming up in this boss fight. But before, we gotta climb this grand staircase to kill all the enemies here. Zelki's just doing leaf hover right now.
Looking good so far.
Just keep up that mashing. Should be fine. Yeah, you should be good.
Needs to stall a little bit. So this is what I meant about, like, it's a little more involved. Like, you can't go too slow, but you also can't go too fast. It's kind of annoying, but, you know, at least it's possible. So if we couldn't do this, we would still be able to get the leaf through other means, but it would be quite a bit slower.
Yeah.
So I guess J-Wist is about to fight Puppet Ganon, which is, I guess, really the only real boss we've fought up to this point. We're not going to skip. Well, the skipping of Puppet Ganon is banned in this category. It is possible to skip Puppet Ganon in multiple ways, but it is banned. So we'll be fighting the old-fashioned way. And we're going to see him hopefully snipe really well. So it's just basically there's 3 phases. Each phase has like a tail where like there's a blue orb. He's got to snipe it 3 times with the light arrows. But it can be kind of hard because casually you're supposed to cut down the ropes with boomerang or something and then hit the ball on the floor. But we don't have boomerang and that'd be slow anyway, so we're just gonna try to snipe.
So yeah, there are going to be a few cool snipes here. So like at the very beginning, they're going to go for an instant snipe, which is consistent. You just aim up left a little bit, and with good timing, you can hit the tail immediately. And then after that, it's kind of just seeing where the tail goes, because it is random where the tail goes, but you can, like, it moves in a consistent way, but like in random positions, if that makes sense. Like it'll swing left and right, so you can kind of predict where it's going to go.
Yeah, like the arc it sways is consistent, but whether he swings it to the left of his body or the right of his body.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you'll see what I mean.
arguably, I think right side is a little harder because it's a little more not as common. And then also when you'll notice that also he'll like swing fast and then slow down before he punches, and it's really hard to hit the slow part of the swinging when he goes to the right because usually it's hiding behind his body.
Yeah. So Jaywis got that instant shot. Got a second shot.
Seems that Aloha is also in the PG cutscene, and Gob is about to finish Grand Staircase.
Yeah. Should probably switch back to those guys after this.
Yeah, I think I will send that notice once I say they beat PG, maybe.
Jaywis has run out of magic, which is not great on first phase.
And he has low health, so these keys do drop magic and health, and I guess arrows, but if you have low health, they will prioritize health over magic, which is really bad when you need magic, so that's a lot of magic. He's good.
Yeah, oh wow.
You might have enough to like grab, you can like grab one of those.
Yeah.
It'll last through the cutscene.
He could go for double crib shot if he wanted. Yeah, so after this phase is the spider phase, where he's going to fall down and then you can shoot him, and it's possible to, like, you're going to shoot him and then he's going to go back up, and you can shoot him a second time and even a third time if you're really good, like as he's going down and coming back up. So we'll see if he gets that. That's called crib shot because named after Cryptek. So he's coming down. You got one. Just going for the one. We'll see if PK can get it. Also gets it. Very good. And finally the Moldorm phase. This one is basically just snipe it. You can also stop him by spin attacking him in the face or holding a bomb like Jaywis just did, and then he'll stop for a few seconds.
Yeah, usually, I mean, I think from a casual perspective, when I was younger, I thought this was the hardest and the first 2 were the easiest.
Yeah,
I think in a speedrunning sense, the first is definitely the hardest, and this is probably one of the easier ones. Which is,
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, but just running into it with the bomb really just dumbs it down.
Yeah, it's worth noting as well that the runners want to damage down during this fight, so holding a bomb is convenient for that as well.
Yeah,
And oh, PK actually pulled ahead during that.
yeah.
Very close. Right, Endvad just doing barrier skip right now. Also doing truck setup.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did the dry roll setup, to my knowledge.
Not yet, no. But
Damn.
I think we should switch back to the other guys now.
Yeah, I'll send the notice in a sec. Well, Gob is still on phase 1 of PG.
Alright.
Aloha on phase 2. I'll do it. Don't worry. When they beat it, send the notice.
Okay,
So,
so
They're about
now-
to do the dumb part.
yeah, surely we beat the boss, we just have to go to Ganondorf, right? How hard could it be? Well, the thing is, there are a few very important items we don't have, namely the grappling hook and the hook shot. So we're about to have to do 2 things to get past the requirement for both of those. The first thing is the grappling hook. So normally, once we get to the top of these platforms here, we just use the grapple to climb up. But because we can't do that, we're going to have to do what's called, well, we're going to have to do morph shots. So basically, on the very top, there is a warp pod with a wooden lid on it, and our goal is to burn that wooden lid so we can take the warp pod up. And the way we do that is by shooting some morphs with fire arrows through the platform. So you see Jaywith just shot a fire arrow into the ceiling. That
yeah, it did hit the morph, yeah.
Yeah, that actually hits the enemy through the ground. And the thing that's dumb about this is that the enemies bounce around in random ways. And so our goal is to have the enemy bounce into the warp pod lid and burn it. But because the enemy bounces in random ways, it's only about a 1 in 5 chance for every morph we shoot. And there are only 2 morphs that we can attempt this with. And with every pair that fails, we lose about a minute, so we have to void out and climb back up. So you see neither of them got it on the first attempt, now they're climbing up to their second.
So yeah, they have to retry once. Aloha and Gabi should be swapping back in because they're about to do the same thing. And this is kind of what's going to really decide who wins, pretty much, if we're being honest. You can play as good as you want, but if you have bad luck here, someone can just snipe you.
Yeah, and at the very beginning of the race, I mentioned, like, this was the RNG we were talking about, and I mentioned that there is a strat to kind of get past this.
Jaywith got it.
There you go, Jaywith. So what you can do is you can actually start a zombie hover, and then drop a bomb during the zombie hover to blow up the pot lid. And if you play well, you can actually land on a fairy to heal yourself, so you don't even die from the zombie hover. And so that ends up only losing about a minute to getting first try luck here. So we might be seeing some runners go for that. I think Aloha goes for it if he doesn't get it.
I think Aloha... Oh wait, spoilers. I know nothing. I know nothing. Wow, what a pleasant surprise, he got it.
Oh my god.
How did I know that?
Okay, so now...
Oh, PK's going for the hover. Noted that.
Oh wow,
Going for the hover.
yeah. Okay, so look at PK, he's going for that.
Oh, I thought he was gonna hit I thought he was gonna hit the thing. It looked like visually he was going to.
Yeah, so you can see that warp pot, it has the wooden lid on. So PK is going to try to drop a bomb, and in that pot on the left, like the top left, that has a fairy in it. So his goal is to drop a bomb and then land on that fairy.
I think he's going for the suicide part of the hover. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wait. Okay, that was completely RNG. Okay, so there's 2 aspects. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can do it this cool way like this, or you can opt to purposely die. As long as you break the warp pod, that's fine. But landing on the fairy is kind of precise. PK clearly did not set it up properly. However, the fairy still just moves on its own accord because you're trying to land on it before it starts moving. Unfortunately, PK got a wrong frame on the bomb drop and wasn't able to do that properly. But when Link lands on the floor, usually he dies immediately, but doesn't die during this cutscene until it ends. But the fairies happen to still move and hit him during that cutscene, which is crazy. Actually, like that's actually how it was originally discovered on accident. This trick, purely by coincidence. And it's kind of funny that I bet PK is fucking surprised or
anyway,
right now.
So that was that morph shot was the first part. So that was to skip grapple, and then afterwards, normally you need the hook shot to get to this final platform. But right now the runners are doing what's called morph hover to do that. So I guess we look at PK, we'll see the whole thing. So first he's going to try to stab one of these morphs, or slash it at the same time as it attaches onto Link. So you see the morph is kind of on Link's body right now, but he also stabbed it. Okay, so that morph went in a bad direction, but he's going to try again. So basically the thing with these morphs is that they will drop hearts if you kill them with the sword, but if you kill them with anything other than the sword, they won't drop anything. Which is an issue because our goal is to use the morphs to drop a heart on that platform, because you can see we can kind of blow them around with the leaf. So the goal is to get them on that platform, have them drop a heart, and then zombie hover up. But obviously, if they don't drop a heart, that's an issue. But what we did at the beginning is to slash them at the same time as they grabbed onto Link. So that kind of set the flag for the morph having, like, being killed by the sword. But they're still alive, so now if we kill them with something else, like the bow, they will still drop a heart. So you see PK is just kind of maneuvering him into the correct position.
Yeah, and one thing, because I see Jaywist and someone talking about it in chat, Jaywist does have a second heart. It's called a safety morph, so you can PK's also doing it. When he did the glitch with the first morph to set this up, he also grabbed another morph normally, and it doesn't go off of you unless you roll. Even if you bomb yourself, it doesn't die. So you can bring this morph up with you, and then kill it with a sword up there normally, no stupid glitch required, and you guys get a second heart for free. And it's really nice, because otherwise you have to go into this fight with one heart, and it is a one-hit kill. Ganon will kill you in one hit if you don't do this. So that's how you get the second heart.
Yeah, so Jaywist and Alola actually have already done the hover, but we were kind of busy explaining the other thing. But yeah, they are all three of them are now in the Ganondorf fight on the cutscene. Gob is still going for his morph shots. Not been counting, but I think he's had quite a few reloads at this point.
Yeah, because I mean he was on par with he was tied with someone, I think, right? Maybe not. And
yeah,
obviously they're both, like, all the other three in the lead are in Ganondorf now.
Yeah, he was not far behind. I think he was like going into PG's third phase when Alola was finishing PG.
Who is the one in the lead right now?
I think Jaywist. Yeah, by a bit.
I see. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, by like 30 seconds or something.
I believe that at least my seat is safe. Oh my god, I was scared they were going to move me down. They were pretty close. I think if they got first try, like, all three of them would have optimized seating time.
Yeah, so I guess it's worth mentioning, the way we're doing seeding is we have 6 races, this is the last one, and the person's seeding is determined by their best time out of the first 3 races they partake in. So, I think Jaywist has already done 3 races.
Yeah, this is just for fun, yeah.
Yeah, so Jaywist's time in this race doesn't actually matter for seeding at all, but...
And I think his time he's going to get is pretty close to what his actual seeding time is anyways. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, let's see.
However, I think PK also got like a low 120 actually. I think he improved it recently.
He's 1.5, so he can...
might watch it. Nice. Gob has not yet done one. Alola, I believe, has a 117. I think the 117. His PB is his seeding time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, PK will actually be pretty close bopping Jim with this. Because Jim's time is a 1:22:27. So he has like 20 seconds of leeway. So, could be close. Anyway, Jaywist is fighting Ganondorf. How did that happen so fast? So, yeah, he's going to try to get Zelda to shoot him with some light arrows, do enough damage. And that is first phase done. I think Alola might go for 1 cycle? We'll see. Joe's just going to try to get some parries to do enough damage again.
Yeah, pretty much just 3 cycles or phases. You pretty much just need to, for the first 2, just meet a damage threshold before it moves on to the next one. And there's quick ways to do that.
Yeah, Alola somehow put away his sword during the first cycle. That's interesting. Maybe he was trying to talk to Zelda. Alright, it seems Jaywist got hit at some point. Good thing he had that. Oh.
Alola got hit. So yeah, that's the point. Like, if you get hit once and you don't have a safety mark, you are dead.
Wow, Jaywist almost just got shot by Zelda. That was so
you can't. If Zelda hits you straight up, it does damage and it will kill you.
Yeah.
It is a really unfortunate way to die.
And Jaywist is done.
Wow.
GG, nice. Jaywist. Wow. Alright, so because Alola died, unfortunately he has to do Morph Hover again. Because we don't have another way to get back.
I think...
Wait, Gob is still going for Morphs?
So here's the thing, there is a prize pool for this tournament.
Yeah.
For first to third place, but also there's a 4th prize for who has the worst Morph RNG in a single run. And I think clearly this takes it easily.
Gob is, like, I haven't been paying attention, but if he's just been doing this the whole time, wow, he must be, like, easily in the 20s.
Yeah, I think we've ignored him for, like, 5 minutes, and I think...
Yeah, like, the entire cutscene. Like, I'm pretty sure...
This is kinda sad, because historically he has really bad RNG, so this is just, like, salt in the wounds.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's time to buy a new Wii, buddy. Or a new disc.
It's unfortunate.
change your luck. Take the fate in your own hands.
Anyway, so PK is doing Ganondorf. Let's see how he does. So again, Jim's time, his seeding time is 1:22.27, so we'll see if PK can beat this.
Got a couple unlucky little swings there, but I think he's fine.
Yeah, it might be a little close.
I think he clearly has it, unless something goes wrong.
Yeah. Good, reflecting the light arrow.
Nice, so that's a
There you go.
GG for PK. Nice.
GG. That puts him up one place.
It is pretty sweet.
Oh, did God get it? I see him jumping down.
Freedom.
Alright, Aloha just setting up his second Morph.
So I guess we can swap someone back in for J-List. Let me see how the other two are doing.
Yeah, I guess Endvad.
I guess we can swap in Endvad at least.
Yeah,
one.
who else
We
is
can
very
swap in
strong?
Endvad and PK.
Yeah. Yeah, Endvad and Zelkis. There's just 4 people left now.
So now Aloha and Gabudi are making their way to Ganon.
Alright, Aloha, round 2.
I think Zelkis was, before I was refreshing, was entering PG.
Yeah.
Zelkis is currently making his way to FF2.
Yeah, Gob having an interesting morph right now. Controlling these morphs with the leaf is a little awkward sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Not a fan.
There you go.
Just a cool tidbit out the Morths. It's not really like important from like a spectating standpoint, but like how this works is the Morph always moves, or if it gets hit, moves it directly away from Link. And that's pretty important when it comes to controlling these Morths to get them in the positions, and also standing in a proper position so that when you kill it, the heart doesn't go somewhere you don't want it to.
Yeah.
So Gob is
Gob
setting
doing the
up.
hover. This angle is... Well, this is a little scary for Gob.
Dude, I always hate looking at people lift off. I can't take it mentally. This heart looks kind of scary. If he... Oh, he had a good idea. It just barely didn't work.
That's unfortunate.
GG's for Aloha, by the way. I think, yeah.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. So what Gob tried to do is that like the where he was standing, I guess, was not exactly nice. So that the morph kind of went to the right a little bit. The heart dropped to the right. He tried to drop a bomb to push him into the heart, but it just barely didn't work. Also,
Yeah.
GG's PK and J-Wist.
Yeah, we got
Thank
PK
you.
and J-Wist in here. Hello, GG.
GG.
I thought I was losing my mind at phase 2 and I was doing something wrong.
Oh yeah.
If you saw that, he gave me like 15 bad attacks.
Yeah.
Saw PK. I saw the way you got the hover, kind of
Oh yeah.
crazy.
That's worth talking about.
Yeah.
Very. Were you going for the like fairy pot, or were you just?
Yeah, I
trying
was
to
going
follow
for
it?
the fairy pot because
yeah.
so I thought that I dropped the bomb too close to the pot, so I had to move forward a little bit and hope for the best. And
Yeah, it
yeah,
worked
it
out. You
Yeah.
definitely got the best.
It's like not only did it move into you, but it moved into you quick enough so that you didn't die. Because
Yeah.
like the fairy takes a while to heal, and if it doesn't finish healing before that cutscene ends, you're gonna die no matter what, which is kind of sad. But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just assumed that the fairy would start healing me and I'd die, which is what happens most of the time I attempt that trick. But then I
Yeah.
heard it start healing me really quickly. I thought, oh, maybe this will work, and then it did.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy because I thought you were kind of far away from the pot, so that fairy just like perfectly probably just went into you. Just
Yeah, I guess it
Crazy.
just did like a little like semicircle and just went straight into you.
Yeah. I am disappointed that I had to do that in the first place. Because that run was on PB pace for me, but then Morths kind of ruined it.
and the
Yeah.
luck of the draw.
Yeah, like when I finished Barrier Skip, like I got a gold for Barrier Skip, and like when I finished that, I was a minute and a half ahead of my PB.
Damn. You did overtake Jim in the seeding of that run though.
Yes.
By, like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's 13 seconds.
Yeah, something like
Owned.
that.
Which like I when I saw that I was on low 122 pace going into the Ganondorf fight, I thought to myself, oh, I think Jim got a 122. I wonder what it was.
Yeah.
Hopefully I beat that. So yeah, it worked out.
So seeding will be finalized the moment people are done, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, so the actual bracket will be starting basically immediately after this race finishes. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more races restreamed on ZSR.
Gob
Ooh,
got a
Gob,
little
it's
unlucky
morph.
with the morph, yeah.
Gob is having a very unfortunate ending to this run. He was actually like doing really good for most of it.
I think he has the Morth record for this tournament, right?
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
was
I don't
there
know-
for a while. We'll have
I
to
don't
go
know if
back
you
and count
two
it.
watching Gob, but he was doing morphs for like a solid like 8 minutes or something, 10 minutes.
Oh, so like so much that you weren't counting.
Yeah, no,
like what happened was you guys were. I think you guys were all generally tied, and then we kind of like ignored him as like people were entering Ganon, and then realized that as people were entering Ganon, he was still doing it, and we're like, oh,
I'll
yeah,
count
like-
his morphs real quick.
alrighty.
Yeah, like you guys like finished Ganondorf and we're like, oh, let's look at Gob. Wait, he's still doing it.
Dude, he needs to buy a new Wii or disc or something. Just like change up the RNG pool somehow.
Wait,
It's
so
not
like
working out.
J-Wist, Aloha, me, and Gabri were all attempting morphs at the same time.
For the most part, give or take. Some people were a little further behind. Like people, like I think two of you guys were like already doing the first attempt while you guys were leaving the PG cutscene. But for the most part, but for how long he was there,
Yeah,
it
I
was kind
think
of crazy.
Gob was like a little behind you guys, but still basically tied.
Zelki's hitting the refill. Oh, he's not in the traditional refill spot, but luckily he got a refill at FF2.
Yeah.
It's
Right, so
nice.
Endvad about to start his morph attempts. Wasn't really watching his PG, but he didn't die or anything, so not too bad. I think Jim actually died to PG in his seeding race, so that is an unfortunate time loss that can happen.
So if I counted it correctly for Gob, it's 13. 13th try, so 12
boy.
fails, which is a new record
Is that
for the
loads?
tournament.
I think it was individual attempts. Right?
No, individual attempts, yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what the odds of that are happening.
Well, assuming
Probably
one's
pretty
1 in
bad.
5, it would be 0.8 to the 12th power, which is about 6%.
I mean, it's not astronomically bad, but like
Yeah, it's like 7%.
it still sucks that.
It's like almost 1 in 10 times you're gonna get something that bad. So we're gonna probably see something worse than that
All right.
if people go for it.
What's the probability that 4 morph attempts fail, and then for the fairy backup hover, the fairy flies into you even though you're not on top?
It'll probably never happen again. That exact sequence of events. It's just ironic because you were there when it was originally found, PK, and that's pretty much the same way it was found, just on accident.
Yeah.
So Gob is entering Ganon. I believe Enva did not get the he did not get the RNG, unfortunately.
Yeah, so if Gob's Ganondorf fight goes smoothly, he should be actually just 1 place behind Jim in the seeding. There's actually a very big gap. There's Jim with 122 and then Zor with 134. So it's like 12-minute gap. He should be right in that gap.
Have you updated the seeding with the current results that have happened right now?
No, not yet. But PK would have moved up.
Yeah, PK's the only one that matters right now.
Let's see. Gob will be hopefully. What's his best possible time?
He doesn't have splits on screen.
It's probably like 30,
Like 33.
33,
something.
yeah. That puts him like there. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Macrope calling Aloha Kirby. Nice, Mac. How come no one did the Helm Rock swim, man? You had no stakes, James. You could have done it.
I was tempted. I tried to do the leaf strat for the fans, and then I saw Gob did the roll clip, which was cringe.
Failing grapple skip from NVAT. That trick is weird.
Yeah, I guess we
Sorry.
never mentioned that, so we do like a little setup and then backflip into that chain, and it clips you up on top to skip using the grapple for that section. But sometimes it's a little weird.
Yeah, like I think that last attempt NVAD failed was because the camera didn't look quite right, so maybe his angle was wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
I just feel like when it fails, I like have no idea why. It drives me insane.
But yeah, so Gob starting Gandalf in just a little bit. So yeah, it looks like probably high 33-ish.
So it's kind of close to Zor's time then.
Yeah, not too far but ahead.
Maybe he'll get 10 bad attacks like I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do. Source is actually 34-14, so this actually could be very close. It's actually going to be very
Well,
close.
yeah, this is actually close.
This is actually close.
If anything goes weird, it could
Actually-
be the difference.
3 people have a 134 currently. So he
Oh,
could be
wow.
anywhere between those 3 people, I guess.
I feel like it's kind of like Gob getting a low seed or a lower seed is kind of terrifying. Cause like this is like his first seeding race, so he's kind of like de-resting still. But once he gets back into form, he could easily like just take out a higher seed
Yeah, Gob is in
that did
second
better in
place,
the
by
seeding
way.
race.
He has second place on the leaderboard.
So
His-
like
PB was world record for like a year.
he could just snipe a high seed easily.
Well,
in best of
PB
three.
was world record for a long time, and then he got it again later on. Like his current PB wasn't record for very long.
It was quite a while still.
Well, because it was so the whole timeline was Iwabi, Gob had it for a while, then I had it for a while, then Demon came, got it, then
And I got it from
You
Demon.
got it,
And then Gob. And then
then
me.
Gob, yeah.
Ooh, Gob
Gob
just
finished.
barely missed that. So GG Gob, he is 6 seconds behind Zor. But he did beat Dragoneer and Eric.
But more importantly, he's in the lead for the
Yeah.
cash prize.
Yeah, so currently we have a $400 cash prize for this whole tournament, and was it 5% of that goes to the worst morph, so
Yeah, so $20 right now.
making the big bucks.
Fortunately, NVAD's still not getting the RNG.
Yeah, NVAD is actually like the same.
No, I think NVAD's just struggling to get up to the warts in the first place.
Yeah,
I
that is
think
true.
they've
He's had
failed
some
grapple
issues.
skip a couple times.
So yeah, we've just got 2 left now.
Somebody with dragon privileges should grab Gobbity Bobbity.
That was he waiting.
Gob.
GG.
What's up?
GG on 13th try. New record for the tournament.
Yeah, should have kept my ass in bed, huh?
Come on, man. You enjoyed it.
The more you think,
liked
you
it.
think so? You think I
Um,
enjoyed
dude,
that?
I don't know if you're listening to commentary. Buy a new Wii or something, dude. Do something different. Get something. Change your fate, please. Put
Listen,
the Morth prize towards a new Wii or something.
I have a new Wii.
Did you
This
use it
is
for this
my
one?
new Wii.
Oh,
Yes.
Use your Q.
Use a new
Use-
disc. Use a new disc.
Yeah, I need. Yeah. So that was cool. I've never had the heart beat so far to the right before either. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was
wild.
almost a good save. It's just barely.
Yeah, that
didn't
would
work
have been
out.
crazy.
Yeah, I kind of like it was because I thought I would just be able to grab it, I didn't think I was actually gonna be too far. I thought it was just trolling me. It's like, oh, it just looks like it's too far, and then it was actually too far. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
I mean, before that all happened, the tragedy, you were pretty close to everyone else.
I know. I mean, my before my falling twice in home rock as well. Just jumped on down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you were not doing bad before that point. Like you Aloha, and actually who was it? Like you, PK, and J-West, I think it was, were like all basically tied at Helm Rock.
Yeah, I pulled up the stream at like every big cutscene just to get an idea. And then
Yeah.
so I saw we were all like really close there. I'm like, oh cool. And then I closed the stream, and then I failed in homework twice. I'm like, okay, I'm probably no longer tied. But I did get the full health roll clip for homework, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got that.
Yeah, there were a handful of big mistakes across you guys. Like Aloha failed, like he drowned on the outset swim, had to do endless night.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not the only
he
person.
was pretty close to you guys for having to do that. It's crazy.
Zelki's also did that.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
That's why it's endless night for him.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, it is good to know that backup, of course, in case this happens.
It's like very important. Because like, I see it like already being like the end of a lot of races if one person gets it, one person doesn't. But if both people get it and only one knows the backup, then it's just like even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, for not having done a run in I think I haven't done a noms run. I probably maybe done one or something off the side, but of memory, I probably haven't done a noms run since I got my last PB. So besides that, I thought I played pretty well. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I'm not actually too upset at it. It's just sort of, yeah, that good old Morths come in clutch again.
Yeah. I think you were the only person who got the quick parry on Orca. So it's something to
My
say.
outset was almost nasty, but I missed my combo in the Forest Fairy. It's almost a super nasty outset.
Selkie seems to be looking for hearts, maybe? Not entirely sure.
Yeah, probably.
Doesn't need bombs or really
No,
magic.
Not the
there
poor
you go.
grass.
Poor grass.
I don't know. I know of that video. I've never paid attention to watch it.
I kind of have memorized them like while running PST, but I forget them.
Listen, the only one that matters is that one in the back left
Yeah.
corner. That big one, that's a juicer right there. that one always gets me. It's like, yeah, I just run straight to that.
Yeah, Enfad's still going for morphs, it seems.
You might be dethroned immediately.
Might be giving you a run for your money, yeah.
That happened to me. 2 scene races ago, I got the new record of the time of 10 or 9, and then Dragon immediately got 10 that same race.
Yeah, let's actually have a look at the morph standings right now. Let's see. First place right now is Dragoneer with 10, and then just behind is EJ with 9, and then Eric with 8, and then a couple 6s, and then 5, 3, 2, 1.
I don't have to verify. Gob's 12.
Yeah, I need to make sure he didn't cheat. But
I wish I cheated.
Imagine just half of them just aren't hitting. It's actually 6 try.
Have you considered the hover at all, or are you just riding until you die?
I have considered it. Next question.
Because, like, eventually, how many times did they teach you this lesson, old man?
No, I know. Well, the thing is, like, I used to be able to know it, and then I wanted to look at the new thing that, like the setup that Mini did, and then because I made my own like forever ago, but I never did it, so I don't remember. So I wanted to try that out since it seemed nice, and then I just never got around to it.
Because, I mean, like, I think statistically, you're the one who needs it the most, unfortunately.
I know. Well, This is my strat, okay? Listen. I get a lower seed here. I set the Morth record. No one will dethrone me. I get the money and win the tournament. There we go.
Oh my God.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll know who you face. I think we already can know who you face. It's just
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I guess.
Because no more seats can be changed now.
Yeah, I guess I could do that right now.
What about the people still racing? Is there a chance their seat changes?
Nope.
See.
it's not
No.
seem so. Like Envad's gonna be slower than his thing, I think.
And Zelkis can't beat the next person.
So yeah, it seems like we are technically locked in.
I mean, maybe Zelkis will finish in the next 3 minutes. Who knows?
Zelki's entering trials.
You imagine
With the
Zelkis
GP?
catches up and Vad's
That
still
would
doing
be
lots.
depressing for Envad,
That'd be wild.
because that would be like so many Morth attempts.
Yeah.
Finds the ultimate actor loading setup that unloads everything. You just run up to the final fight.
Immediately
and,
banned.
And then, yeah, he runs in bad.
Even if it is accidental.
Is actor loading there than no MSS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After unloading PG skip and MSS, obviously.
We thought ahead.
Yeah, we
Someone-
future-proof this category.
Zelki's doing a different method of trial skip. I don't know if anyone else did this.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Of who ran. I don't think
Hope
so.
he has enough magic. Yeah.
I wish I did that method though.
Yeah, you had a bit of trouble, didn't you?
Yeah. And then like
Oh,
I
and
tried
got it.
Mr. Alberto's new setup for getting the right position on like the ledge, and that worked, except I missed the roll clip. That was unfortunate. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I got Seidel skip, which is
I saw that.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good strat, Zelki's. It's very consistent. Just a little bit slower though, but I still do it. Sometimes.
You pause buffer it.
Hell yeah. I can't stop. It's too late. I've been doing it literally since I started. It's never gonna go away.
Right, Envad finally getting to do his morph hammer.
Damn, the pause buffer analysis.
See, he's
Calculated where the Morth was.
That was a lucky morph. Scooting
he
on
is-
that edge.
He's currently 16 minutes into his split. You could be here like 1 minute, a minute and a half in.
Mhm.
Gonna have to watch the tape back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be spending a while counting the morphs.
Unfortunately, the
Ooh.
leaf gust did not go far enough. Eventually, it does stop.
Wow. Weak leaf.
Also, with Morths like that, if they go against the wall, they could just clip out of the wall, which is really annoying. I think that happened to someone in one of the
Yeah,
sim
that did
races.
happen. I actually didn't know that could happen until
Yeah.
that race a few days ago. Because, like, it never happens under the platform. At least I've never seen it.
That would be crazy. If that happened.
Yeah, I think it's like the edges. I don't know if they just go against a flat wall, but maybe it happened. I don't know.
Dude, these
The
pulse
pillars.
buffer strats are kind of crazy. I like it.
I still need my game theory. I think it was Aloha mentioned something about where the Morth is. I could be wrong, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But like, someone mentioned something about like because the Morth moves on your body.
Yeah.
That when you roll, like depending on what part of the body is, it like restricts the complete arc of it can go in. Apparently,
Yeah.
someone
if you
said
keep
that.
it- Yeah, if you keep it in the middle of your body, like if the morph is on your chest, then it seems to restrict it to go only like forwards, basically.
That's crazy.
Forward arcs. Yeah.
Yes, I try to do that, and it seems to work most of the time. But I don't know if it's placebo. Like I feel like someone. Okay, Aloha confirming. Apparently, it's 180 dependent on body position. So I guess it restricts it. It's like a half circle behind you, which is what you want.
Mm.
But yeah, I purposely wait. I think he saw Envad. Maybe not. He might have done it for the same reason, but you saw that he kind of waited a little bit. That's kind of what you'd want to do.
His backup morph is going places.
Okay, I hope this isn't a tragic situation. Is this the right morph?
It is. This is the right morph.
Oh, when
But
you run,
there's-
the morph doesn't move? That's
Yeah.
That
When
makes
you
it
run
so
the
much
morph
better
season-
too.
Yeah, that's why you want to be like full speed walking, so the morph doesn't move while you try to roll.
Damn. So I believe this theory 100% now. I've been
I
doing
don't
it, but
think
I've
it's a theory.
well, like, because like I believe I did it, but I was like I always doubted in my mind if it was like actually a thing. But now I'm a
Yeah.
believer.
It's
Envad has
yeah. It's just up.
No, I think
Oh,
it's
he's
there.
just
He's going to
getting
get a
another-
safety morph. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he's getting a safety morph.
Nice.
Thought he was like unsure where the morph went.
Got him.
Yeah. By the way, the reason he's like sidewalking here is because the morph will follow you if you walk too fast, but sidewalking just happens to be like just barely slow enough to walk.
Yeah, it's faster than trying to intentionally walk slow.
Yeah.
Well, like maybe not, but like it's kind of hard to intentionally walk slow at the perfect speed to be fast, anyways.
Right, Zalkeys is now in the same room. Already caught up quite a bit there.
Unfortunately, the more thing this happened to quite a couple people.
Yeah.
Oh man.
People need to run out of the way, man. It's only falling down one way. Although I guess it kind of happens. Well, you're not really expecting it when it happens, I guess, though.
You slide so far. It's like what? It's wood, not ice. Like, come on, just stay still. Do your little hop and stay. But he hops and slides like an extra 5 feet. Chill.
Yes. It seems that PG's about to start for Zelkies. So hopefully the snipes go well for the Zelkies. First phase usually the hardest. That's one. Well, that almost hit, man. Seems that Morts are giving Envad a little bit of trouble. It's kind of annoying. He's opting to only go for one of them so that he hopefully has one to bring as a safety Morth. And also, there's just an easy setup out of the pod to get it without having to really do much adjustment. Like, you still can use these Morths, but you have to like manually line it up to be the correct distance to get the weird glitch where you kill it, don't kill it.
Is it faster to just jump down to the bottom and then go in the warp pot once, or to do it MVAD did and go in the warp pot twice?
It's probably faster to just void out in the chain, I think.
Yeah, but MVAD is a quarter heart. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's definitely a consideration, though, yeah. But I think that is the fastest. Although I think your position slightly changes because of that.
Yep.
But I think there is also a setup for the Morph for that, too. I think so. I just don't know it.
I'd assume there is one because HD, they damage down with the morphs up top. And they void out.
And now he has a Morph. Hopefully it behaves. Oh my god. Almost got abducted by the corner right there. walking next to those corners is very scary because you could just like get snapped down. Luckily, he just like snapped in place, but like his angle changed, and that's not really that bad. Alright, Zilke's finishing phase 1. Envad attempting the morph one more time. Looks like this is going a lot better. Seems like a good position. It might be fine-tuning it a little bit more. Yeah, it's probably smart. That's definitely good now.
It's surprising like how much the arrow can just like clip through the bottom.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we didn't really mention that. It looks like he's just shooting the bottom, or I guess anyone who's doing it looks like it's shooting through the bottom of the surface. Or just, like it looked like it would hit it, but it just like goes through and hits the morph. I guess the collision isn't true to the visuals. Or maybe it is and it just hits anyways. Like I guess this kind of is similar to like hitting the morphs from below the fire arrow. Like just that damage
guess
somehow just like goes
probably
through
more like
everything.
Yeah.
Alright, it's big enough that it goes through. Unfortunately.
Oh, I don't. Did he hit the morph? I think he
Yeah, I
glitchy
think-
shot the arrow.
I think he did hit it.
But unfortunately failed liftoff.
Yeah. Zelkis could like actually overtake. That would be pretty insane.
He gets like first try. It's a dream. One more shot, I think, for Zelkis, and he will begin his own RNG journey. Did you end up finishing the seeding mini?
Yeah, the challenge is updated.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think I know who I have to play without even looking at it.
I actually don't know
Who do
I'm
you think it
playing.
is, PK?
Well, I'll give you hints. They are in this voice call right now.
They are not in this voice call right now.
They are not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I forgot that Nimzo's second seed. Nimzo
Yeah, Nimzo
had a
kind of
really
cracked.
good seeding race.
Oh, good. If I beat
Disgusting.
my first round, I have to play mini round 2. Cool.
I thought there were 14 people in the tourney, so the 6th seed would play the 9th seed.
No, it's 11.
Because it's still based on like a 16-person bracket, right?
Oh.
There's just 2 buys. Because 15 and 16 aren't there.
Okay.
So essentially, Mini and Nimzo beat the 15th and 16th seeds.
Yeah, like the imaginary 15th and 16th.
So
Okay,
I'm
I thought I was
playing
gonna have to play
Envad.
Gobbity round 1, which scared me.
So I'm against Envad
We are
round
in
1, and
the
then I face
polar opposite sides of the bracket.
the winner of J-Wist and Ronano. Is my potential second round if I win my first round. Wait, dude, I'm on the side of... Even if I do good, I'm on the side of Mini. Oh,
Don't worry, it's double Elam.
I'm sorry.
dude.
Oh,
I think
Trez is
even
taking
Nimzo
15th.
realistically beats me, but I had a chance.
Trez is gonna join the tournament and take the 15th seed, so that's Nimzo's.
Oh, wow.
Nimzo's playing Trez.
If you forced Demon to join a
take
race,
16.
you would be God. You would have solved all the world's problems if you can force...
That would actually be troll, though. Demon is 16th seed.
Seems like Envad is opting to DNF, I believe. It's all good. Still has a seeding race time from previous races, so it's not like he's going unseeded. GG's either way, and good luck
Yeah.
on the actual tournament. So now it's just Zelkis, I believe, did one round of attempts. Didn't get the Morph RNG. Yeah, Envad got a seeding. He did well in his other races, I believe. I don't know if
Yeah.
he did 2 or 3, but definitely did at least one other one off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think this is his 3rd one. He did all of the like
Yeah.
EU time races.
Yeah, so seeding is finalized. Actually, it might change. Wait. Oh, I think no, this is correct. I think the people that dropped out did drop out, right?
Yeah, I
Did you-
removed them.
Okay. So yeah, the bracket. I don't know if so. I guess we can like. I don't know if people want to post it anywhere, but
Yeah, I guess I'll just post it in chat.
this is the final bracket that will happen. Damn, Jim Dragon.
Yeah, so
Round
let's
one.
see. So round 1, we have 14 people. So let's see. So round 1, Zor 2000 versus Gobty Bobty. EJ125 versus Endvad. J-Wist versus Renano. Gymnast86 versus Dragoneer. Aloha Kirby versus Zelkeys. And PK versus Eric. And then myself and Nimzo in round 2.
As a bye, they're not facing each other.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
So yeah, this will be interesting. I think there are a lot of people that can win straight up. It's just whoever's playing better on the given day. But
Yeah, like,
It's also worth mentioning everything's a best of 3.
yeah, best of 3
Yeah.
and it's double a win.
Oh,
So
is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we didn't want someone to get one and done by North RNG.
Yeah, that's okay.
Cause
Yeah,
if that's
instead
the case, I think
we
Gob
just
would be
want
outlawed.
Gavity to
Yeah,
get
to give
2
you a
and done.
Listen, I think going forward, I'm gonna go for my true 1 and 2 morphs, and then just do the hover.
That's what I've been planning. I think in the tournament, as long as I'm ahead, I'm going to do that. If I'm behind, I will probably
Yeah.
go for more. It's
if
on
my
the
round sucks-
condition, though, that that I still have the Morth RNG record. As soon as that gets stolen,
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Morths to set it again. Okay.
Zam. Wait, is there a particular reason that there was a save warp there? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know. Also, Zelkeys keeps getting the clip into the floor correctly and then jumping down. I'm not sure why.
let's see.
We can take a look this time. Yeah, so I think it'll be. I think some pretty crazy matches are gonna happen as soon as round 2.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of
Kinda
people
nuts.
who...
Like
Have a good-
arguably, yeah, like grand finals esque match is gonna happen in round 2
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, we got, like, Gob, second place, EJ, pretty good. J-Wist, Jim, Nimzo, myself, Aloha Kirby, PK, like all of those are sub 120, I think. Actually, I think Jim isn't yet.
He's a
Jim does, yeah.
I don't think he ever submitted his 119.
Yeah, just in the feeler races we did. He just
Yeah, he's only done like
5 runs.
ever, like 3 to 5 runs ever. It's only been races ever.
No, he had one on stream the other day, I think.
Oh really? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't that any percent. I think it might have been any percent.
No, he did any percent, and then he did no MSS right after.
Did both.
Alright, so
So he's done 1 that hasn't been erased.
Selfie's going for Morth shot. See how it goes.
Might have another contender here, God.
Force didn't work. Going for the reload on the chain.
Oh.
Unfortunately fell down. But you know, eventually, hopefully, the Morths will concede. Not sure how many attempts it's been. Pretty bad luck for a couple people
Yeah,
in this race in particular.
I think on the first seeding race, it was like half the people, if not more, got first
Yeah, like
try.
the first, like all the ones that I was in, like no one except for the last one, everyone got like first or third try.
And this race is just putting people back in their place.
Mac, I don't think that's a real burger.
You know, if you think about
I think
it,
it is.
since I skipped Morths and just had a fairy hover, I had infinite bad Morths.
You skipped the Morths, huh? Morth hover?
I skipped the Morth burning.
No mirths were born to burn.
I mean, it would be faster if you just went for fairy hover. To be fair.
Everybody was watching Aloha Kirby's feed on the stream, but you know,
Ooh,
Zelda just
a
walking
rare
out of
crawler.
nowhere. Yeah, Aloha noticing that Zelda appeared out of nowhere for some reason in this part, like in this like freeze frame of like this like situation you're in. Zelda was randomly disappear and then randomly come. Well, it's not random, like on a timer. She was
It's
like
20
leave and come
minutes, I
back.
think.
But like, it's weird. She like snaps, like she disappears immediately, right? But then she like runs back in when she comes
Yeah.
back, which is weird. I think Zelki's it's 13.
Yeah. Unless Envad got worse. I didn't see.
I don't think so. Oh, does it count if they DQ and get them more?
Yeah, I think because Envad got past
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shots at least. I think that's fine in my. If it was higher, I'd be fine in my book.
Yeah.
Well, not mine. So.
Damn, this is
Right.
getting unlucky.
Seems Zelkis maybe doesn't know about the like tap fire arrow to hear it easier.
Making it harder for the mods to review the VOD.
Trying to take my spot.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you tap the
Yeah.
fire arrow while after already having the bow, instead of holding it to have the arrow like loaded already, you'll hear the morph a lot louder.
Yeah, so like you're like holding the arrow out before shooting, you want to just tap it quickly and then you can hear the morph really loudly. It doesn't actually like affect anything, it just makes it easier to tell when you hit it.
Well, it also makes the morph bounce like better towards more. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's why you gotta hold it if you're going for the bad luck.
I still believe in keeping the camera up in my heart of hearts.
Yeah, same.
I don't play with that.
I go as soon as I fire it. I hear the noise,
I
run.
want to know that for a fact I didn't get it, and if it was bad, I'll just, I'll accept my fate. Oh, see, Trez, you asked nicely, and Morse delivered.
He could actually be done in 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
Hustles.
If only Trez asked Gob to finish, maybe he would have got better RNG sooner.
You guys pretend like I don't know the route and don't know the timings, and that 6.5 minutes wasn't on purpose. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be a little. Yeah, it should be like that much because like Ganon's like 5.
Yeah.
Hopefully the hover goes smoothly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6.5 would be like close to perfect from here.
Yeah. Just damaging down.
Don't use another bomb, please.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like I don't think I've done that in a run before. I've done that like on accident before though, for sure.
I've definitely done it in practice when like not paying attention. and,
Oh,
like,
the
trying to practice
classic.
hover.
The classic more setup. No.
You don't need to stab, just slash.
For that setup at least.
Yeah. Really? Did not expect that to fail.
Seemed far away for me.
Like a tiny bit, I guess.
Yeah, when you do this initial setup, Zelkis, you want to target slash instead of stabbing. I miss this setup, but it's just obsolete now. But like I used to do this all the time.
You can do it in any percent if you don't have the bow.
True. Didn't you like realize that? Like
Yeah.
mid run?
Yeah, I tried to do it and I was like, wait, I don't have the bow.
And you can still just do the backflip.
It didn't work. Yeah, you tried pulling a bomb, I remember, didn't you, or something?
Doing mid backflip.
Well, it worked, but like the bomb came out, but like the stab didn't actually do the thing. I was there. It was totally not supposed to be working.
Work.
I mean, I was working. I don't know what I'm talking about. Morph
That's
is
up.
up there.
Going for the 2 spare hearts.
Oh snap, actually. Oh damn. I've done this once in an actual run ever, but it's like, it's the power move. This unfortunately loses a lot of time, because for some reason, if you kill both of them at the same time, only one of them will drop a heart.
Yep.
So you need to kill them separately.
Or you could just get one. Because I think
Yeah,
that
that's
one of them
it.
was the one that was blown. So, like, it just flew onto him when he wanted just the other one.
I think Zelky just gave us some spoilers by typing in chat before he's even done the hover. Assuming that that means that this has been successful.
Go, go, go.
How dare he spoil us?
Alright.
Obstacle
Capital
one.
D
So yeah,
colon
because he killed them both at the same time.
That's so weird.
Only one got the heart. Yeah, the thing that's scary though, because you have to roll them off to kill them both, but like, I guess you could do the same thing that Aloha mentioned of like keeping the 180 degrees, but like, they could fall off. Both of them could fall off if you're bad. And then you have no hearts.
Yeah. Alright, so Zelky's... He can actually beat his seeding race time, but it doesn't affect the seeding at all.
So in approximately
So
5
who played
minutes, already entered.
who played the Discord ping sound into the mic? I need to know.
Yeah.
Me.
Sorry, that's probably me. I'm using a backup headset.
I see.
I keep on like glancing at my Discord. I'm like,
That somebody was doing a little
sad,
trolling.
no notification.
So what you're saying is everybody should start DMing Trez right now.
And if anyone is wondering at all, says Aloha's feed is still up. We have randomly generated file names for these races, just as an extra layer of verification for the run. We don't think anyone would cheat, but because like money's involved and stuff,
God, I can't wait
be
to
careful.
professionally doctor Mini's world record and just play it for my next race. Real-time render.
You have an input display, right? I'll be taking those.
Of course not. I would just take it off, of course.
No, Mini does. Mini does.
I would take that off as well.
How come no one's scheduled their races yet? What the heck? Yeah, they can happen as soon as well, I guess people.
They could happen right now.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could
honestly.
literally happen right now if someone wanted
Want
to.
No, because today's not December 5th.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
True. It will be in 2 hours.
It is for some people, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Just as a PSA, please try to do 4 ways if you can.
Yeah.
It's like fit 2 races in one slot if 4 people can do it. Because if not, we're gonna need, at least for the first and second round, a lot of commentators. If these are to all be restreamed, and that might not be the easiest given time. I don't know, people's schedules.
Yeah, and also, different time zones. Like, I'm seeing someone that's in the EU playing someone on the West Coast in this bracket, so I'll be kind of.
Oh yeah, is that me? Is that me and Impa?
Yeah, that is you.
Wait, okay, how will this is gonna, it's either gonna be an early weekend or weekend time or a really late, like, any day time, I guess. At least for me, at least.
Well, this is why we have 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah. I like that it's best of 3, but I don't like that I have to actually do it. I personally wish it was just one and done. If I died, I died. If I got owned, I would just accept it. I don't want it to be a maximum of 3 no MSS runs just to see if I continue. It sounds like
Just to go to losers round.
Losers
Losers bracket.
So Zelda uses fighting Ganondorf with 2 hearts, so good.
With 1 heart.
So here's the thing, that you can usually block his attacks. That kick you could not block. And he usually kicks when he hits you with the first. When you block one of his slashes, he'll decide to kick you.
But you can still parry the
Yeah, you can parry it. Opting to take it slow with the light arrows. Oh, but Zelda's just chilling over here for some reason. I think it'll be pretty. I think maybe the next one will be. I wasn't paying super attention. Coming in hot. Should be done hopefully after this. Oh, next one. Shit, if he gets 2 quick spins in, that'll be enough to enter phase 3. Getting some stupid swings because Ganondorf is trolling.
stupid swings.
This is crazy.
Oh my god. He's still going. He's... Okay.
You almost got as many as me.
Alright, phase 3. Where is
We're gonna have to untarget Ganon at some point.
Never.
Imagine Zelda like Witch Hero and shot at you.
And
There we go.
GG.
GG.
And with that, while the seeding was finalized, the races for seeding are now officially over.
Right. Congrats, everyone.
GG indeed.
As a recap of the race, Jay Weston first with the 120.44, PK second 122.14, Aloha third 124.16, Gob 134.20, Zelki's 214.07, and then unfortunately we had some DNFs from Nimzo, Zor, and Enva. That's some good times.
Yeah.
Indeed. And this was, I can't believe I'm saying this, the first restreamed tournament any percent race for the Wind Waker on ZSR. How did you never do an any percent tournament in a billion years since the Wind
Because
Waker
there's
came
like
out?
3 runners at any given time, at most.
I guess fair.
Like,
I guess fair.
You remember the relay? We had no backups. Also, I think just the fact that also this category, no MSS, didn't exist. It's more of a recently made category. So beforehand, there was only any percent, and realistically, the amount of people that would even do like MSS in a tourney setting would be even lower.
To be fair, before we did MSS in the route,
Yeah.
you could have done an any percent tournament, and it would have been the same thing.
I don't know where all those people went, man. They all left. All the boomers are gone.
Here. Gabadi's right there.
Bring them back. Get your friends.
Bold assumption.
Yo, GG's Zelkies.
Yo,
GG's
what I
okay.
feel is pain.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, but I wanted to finish at least.
Yeah, you finished.
Yeah, good job.
It's a hard. Also, this game is also hard, so that's also a big reason why a lot of people Well, the community is a little bit smaller, but right now it's pretty active because of this and just community races in general.
I would improve for sure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have plenty of time.
Yeah, I think like we definitely could have done a tournament in the past. We kind of just had to like get it going to get people, doing runs for it. Because like before we announced this, there wasn't really that many people running. But then suddenly now we got all these people because
we did not expect to have 14 people.
This is a lot.
We expected maybe like 8 at most. Probably more like 6 people.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
We were like, if we get to 8 people, we might have to have like seeding races.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most active the community's been, barring like maybe when Barrier Escape was just found. Even then, a lot of people left when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And barring like 2013 when it was actually at a community.
Yeah, those races have like 20 people. If you look back. But yeah, hopefully this is our first time doing this, and hopefully it won't be our last.
Mm.
And maybe it'll be a different category eventually. Who knows?
Yeah.
PST.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No. Hundo.
Let's go.
Okay. Hundo
Alright.
it is.
Alright, before people come to weird conclusions and weird ideas here, let's just wrap this up. I want to thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all so much for watching. Big shout out to Mini and to EJ for doing commentary. And be prepared, because in the next few weeks, there's going to be plenty of any % no MSS on ZSR. Not every match is going to be restreamed. We will not have enough commentators for that, but we'll restream as many selected matches as we can. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much for watching. GG's. Have a great night and see you soon.